As an Asian foodie myself, I'm always on the lookout for good dim sum places. So in today's video, we're going to Austin, Texas and try out one of their best dim sum restaurants in town. This restaurant is called Lyre, and it's actually really close to downtown Austin. It's not like right in downtown, but it's pretty close. It's fairly small with limited parking space, but online it says it's one of the best must-try dim sum place in Austin, Texas. So in today's video, let's give it a try. Alright guys, today we're in the beautiful city of Austin and we're here at the Lanes Chinese food and dim sum. There we go. The parking here is definitely not easy, but we've been looking for Chinese dim sum place in here. So from the outside, the restaurant looks kind of small, but as I walked in, I really like the decor and the vibe in the restaurant. It's very traditional. At the same time, it's very fancy. It's not like fancy like their chandeliers and stuff, but they do have a unique decor and their plates are just so pretty. And I feel like this is probably one of the most fancy dim sum places I've ever been to in United States, just because like they definitely put so much thought into decorating this place and creating a very fine dining vibe. It's probably like Michelin guide level in this case, because I just felt like, ooh, we're getting fancy today. I know traditional dim sum, there are people pushing carts with dim sum in the cart, but since COVID, it has become like a menu where you just mark how many items that you want.
According to online, this is the best dim sum place in Austin.
It's also the smallest.
This is the spare ribs. Oh, the actually looks different. It looks fancy. Salt, pepper, shrimp, and chicken feet.
Chicken feet are patchy with
Chicken feet.
Eats a chicken feet by herself. She likes chicken feet.
We ordered some of our regular dishes that we always loved, and the portion here is a little bit smaller, but it looks so amazing. Let's try them out. You only got one spare ribs?
Because I told you, I don't think everyone's gonna eat it. Well,
That's just such a small spare ribs.
it's alright. We can get more later.
This is what happens when Brandon orders. Just grab both. Although the portions are kind of small, they do use really good ingredients like this salt pepper shrimp. They use the gigantic shrimp that's super meaty and I really like it.
I think the pepper shrimp is really good. It's very meaty. They're big. They're bigger than the other ones.
Your pork plates are pretty good.
The spare ribs?
Yeah, pork.
Oh, really? Alright, we're gonna try out this spare ribs. Ooh. Here we go, spare ribs. Yeah, the spare ribs has a lot of flavor. The spare ribs is cooked in a perfect texture and it's super flavorful. Like I felt like they marinated the ribs before cooking them. 10 out of 10, super good. Best spare ribs I've ever had. Spare ribs, 10 out of 10. Super good flavor.
Sugar cane shrimp.
Sugar cane shrimp.
I ordered a lot of shrimp. Sugar cane shrimp.
Sugar cane shrimp.
That's our very soup dumpling.
The presentation is pretty good.
Look at this cool sugar cane shrimp.
Yeah, it's a sugar cane with a shrimp. It's supposed to be sweet.
Alright, here we go, Harry. Action shot.
Let's try out this sugar cane shrimp. It's very meaty. Oh, we've had it in China.
Actually, like their bok choy here.
It's very meaty.
Their bok choy actually tastes better than normal.
What's that?
Their bok choy, it tastes good.
It's pretty good.
It's like
bacon in it.
multiple shrimp a ball. It's really good.
Yeah, he said, and you eat it in the ramekin, he said.
Soup dumplings.
Shanghai soup dumpling. Xiaolongbao.
You got two, right?
Yeah, I got 2 xiaolongbao.
I just want to say there are different types of dim sum in China. Normally, the dim sums that you have in the dim sum restaurants are Cantonese dim sum like Hagao, Shumai, but the soup dumplings are actually originally from Shanghai. But here we're just having a fusion of different Chinese cuisine, because these soup dumplings have been so popular in the recent years. And my grandpa actually grew up in Shanghai, and I've been to Shanghai eating that authentic traditional Shanghai soup dumplings. So let's check this out. Here's the Shanghai soup dumplings. Soup dumplings.
Dump that in there.
The soup dumpling, the wrap is a little bit thick.
This is really good. There's a lot of soup in the soup dumplings. Although I would say the wrap is overly thick for soup dumplings. But there's quite a bit of soup. So you could put some vinegar in this. Yeah. Okay. It's time to eat this. Oh, that's a lot of soup inside of the dumpling. I would say these soup dumplings are very close to the real deal. Obviously, there are also better tiers when it comes to these dumplings. Like, we have the normal street soup dumplings and the best of the best super expensive ones in China. But these are pretty good. It's really good flavor. It has a ton of soup in there. The texture of the wrap is a little bit on the thicker side, but other than that, it's pretty authentic. There you go. This is what is this? Eggplant shrimp.
I told you I ordered a ton of shrimp.
Eggplant shrimp. The eggplant shrimp is another one of my favorite because I love eggplant and they really go well with the shrimp flavor. Usually when I eat eggplant shrimp in other places, they give you a lot of eggplant and a little bit of shrimp, but here it gives you a huge shrimp meatball and a small chunk of eggplant. And I think the eggplant is also Japanese or Chinese eggplant, depending on how you call it. I've seen people call it both ways, but really love this item if you love eggplants and also the shrimp flavor.
Here's the eggplant shrimp.
And these are the.
They give you more shrimp than the eggplant.
Well, that's good. Eggplant is cheap.
It's the only place that gives you more shrimp than the eggplant. I think it's pretty good.
The shrimp hot dog. Oh, she got one. Those actually look
Shrimp,
pretty good.
yeah, those look like super big.
Fat.
They put like a lot of shrimp in the hakao. This is the fattest hakao I've ever seen. Let's check out this hakao.
Yeah, do you want to shrimp?
It's so meaty. This is actually the best hakao I've ever had. The outside is super thin and the inside is super meaty. One tricky thing about hakao or crystal wrap shrimp dumplings is the wrap. A lot of times the wrap becomes too sticky, it gets stuck on the container and all that, but this is done perfectly, perfect texture and flavor.
Do you think this is the best hakao I've ever had?
It's definitely pretty good. There's a lot of shrimp in it. So
Chicken shumai. And this is for pork. Okay. The pork shumai. The pork shumai looks like smaller than the chicken.
And I saw a harness now.
Interesting. This is the pork shumai. Yeah, put it back. Pork and shrimp. That's a chicken. Yeah, put it down. Yeah, chicken one has bear on the top. Put it down. All right, now let's first try the chicken shumai. This is the chicken shumai with a goji berry on the top. Such a good flavor. It's super meaty as well. There we go. Now let's try the pork
That
shumai.
was a new thing. I never heard.
This is pork and shrimp.
Well, the birthday girl should definitely go one.
I just did one of this menu, y'all. I don't know.
Shumais are one of my favorites, and Different places actually do it different than do pork only. Some of them do pork and shrimp, but I would say like the chicken one is actually way beyond my expectations, because usually chicken shumai is a little bit dry, but this one is actually really juicy. The meat is very moist and the flavor is really good. The wrap is really thin. So although the sizes are way smaller than some of the other places that I've been to, but it's actually really good flavor. So I will give them 9 out of 10. I would recommend them.
I'll try it here.
This is a what? Spicy? Spicy yuzu shrimp. Interesting. And here is the spicy yuzu shrimp. This has a super strong yuzu flavor. It has mayo and yuzu. It's really sour, but the yuzu flavor is very strong. I actually really like this. Spicy yuzu. What is this?
I think that's the potato shrimp ball.
Potato shrimp balls. Interesting.
No, that one's potato shrimp ball.
Now let's try this potato shrimp balls.
It was Popo's chicken. It wasn't like chicken. And I think in the back of my mind, I was going to eat it, and they'd be satisfied with it.
It kind of reminds me of the Korean corn dog, but with shrimp in the middle. It's crispy on the outside from the potato. It's kind of fries on the outside. It's really good. Seafood soup dumplings. Oh, this one looks good. Seafood soup dumplings.
Is it a seat warmer?
It's too fancy. I've never had this before. Seafood soup dumplings. Now we have so many food.
That's a spicy shrimp.
Well, I get it so nobody else will steal it from me.
You want to open it? $13 seafood dumplings. Seafood soup dumplings.
Probably the most expensive soup dumpling I've ever had in my life.
Oh, the soup is like squirting out.
You probably just like cut it in chunks or something, like a pizza. You got a big piece of crab in it, right? Oh, I had crab? Oh yeah, there's some, oh that's lobster.
Oh, there's a lobster?
Right, isn't that lobster?
Is it lobster or crab?
I think that's lobster, I don't think that's crab.
Aww.
Alright, this dish looks really fancy and it tastes pretty good, but it's pretty expensive as well. To our best memory, it was like about $13. It's pretty small for $13 and it's kind of hard to share with friends. So I would say like if you're celebrating your birthday, you have one for your own, just like symbolizes like it's something special for you. But I would say it's not worth the money, even though it did taste okay, but I would prefer the shrimp hagao, the crystal shrimp dumplings, and then this one, to be honest, just personally, or the regular soup dumplings.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh, it's a big shrimp in there, and then the soup.
With shrimp.
I'm gonna burn myself to death with this one.
Eat the crab.
It's super hot.
The lobster part. You can make the wonton, the giant wonton.
Of course, I have to order the chicken feet because it's my favorite and it's my birthday. A lot of people thought it's weird to eat chicken feet, but it's just a very good texture. It has a lot of cartilage and like it's done very softly and it's good. It's really good. You have to try it at least once. And I know it's not for everyone, but I really like it. And here, I think the chicken feet is not super fat, but it did taste pretty authentic and pretty good. But I would say I've been to one dim sum restaurant that put jalapenos in their chicken feet and it was amazing. But definitely jalapeno is not something that we usually put in our chicken feet dish. It looks pretty! And there's no sauce or sauce on the side.
That's the no flavor. The ears are probably good.
Interesting. The tofu looks good. Vegan. So what are those? Barbecue pork bun?
Barbecue pork.
So what's on top?
We don't know yet. I was hoping it was pineapple.
Hey guys, this is a barbecue pork char siu bao. They look definitely different.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here, B.
Okay, cut it open.
Those are sports. You said
Oh, actually, there's quite a bit of filling in there.
Yeah, it's not there.
Can you open it? Oh, I think it's kind of pineapple on the top.
Flavor.
Jason, take that one if you need the take that too.
All right, let's try it. So this is what the bun looks like.
Let me see if this bun tastes different.
I would say there's not a lot of meat in there. It's half hollow.
Right.
Right.
No, one for Darren and one
Is it good? It's good?
because we still have those right there. Yeah, we don't have enough.
The flavor is really good though. This flavor is good, but the meat is not a lot. It's not filled all the way up. But it's pretty thin on the outside. It's sweet and it's savory. It's pretty good.
thank you.
Oh, they sold out a custard. For dessert, we ordered egg custard, but they actually sold out, so they replaced some of them with sesame balls, which is actually not my favorite. I know some people love them, but not my favorite. The egg custard here are pretty hot, and it's really runny in the inside. It has a very strong eggy taste. It's not my favorite, but it's definitely different from the 85°C bakery. It's like kind of different. I'm more used to the 85°C egg tart because that's the one that I used to eat in China, especially in the KFC in China. But this one are pretty good. It's really fresh and really warm. I can tell that like on a cold winter day, I would love to eat those. But I just felt like it's a little bit on the sweeter side and has a little bit stronger eggy taste. But it was still pretty good. The fillings are pretty runny. It definitely tastes different from the 85°C.
That's fine. I gave it to Bernie.
And they were so sweet. On my birthday, they gifted me this birthday, I would say, ice cream sorbet / cheesecake in the passion fruit flavor. It's so cute in the shape of bear. I love it. Overall, I really enjoyed eating at this restaurant. It's definitely on the pricier side. It's definitely not gonna be like, oh, I go there every single week type of thing, but on a special occasion, I do like to splurge and spoil myself, and I would say this restaurant is worth it to eat like on a special occasion, and I really enjoy most of the dishes. Overall, I would give this restaurant 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed their dishes and the dining environment. The service is amazing. The waiting staff, they're just so amazing, and they have the most fancy restrooms. You have to go there if you are around. The only drawback is that parking is a little bit hard around it. It's kind of like a small restaurant, so it's kind of hard to get in, especially on the weekend days. But they were able to accommodate us on my birthday, so I really appreciate it. And I really enjoyed, and I will go back again. Alright, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching and celebrating my birthday and checking out this restaurant with me. And before you go, don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my other food vlogs videos. I've checked out a lot of restaurants in New York, Houston, Austin, so make sure you check them out. And that's it for today's video. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!
We get love, spread love. Shout out to Steve Billionaire, let's go. Shout out to Big Remy, IMP, Pilot C-Lo, Flame Entertainment. Let's do this, remember. I'm still not signing, major still calling, living out.